All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're tuning in from. We are live here for round number 8 of the IEC Motorsports NASCAR Cup Series. I'm your host, Dr. Ice, and well, we're gonna jump straight into the action here with some qualifying. So it is a throwback race this evening. You'll see quite a few drivers rocking some old school liveries. You'll notice a couple of differences. So I have finished shaving my head, so everything is good to go here, and I have a new microphone. So we're getting the full ultra super quality out of this microphone, and we are going to get into the qualifying action. We're going to take a look at some of these liveries here. So it looks like Exotic Forza is rocking. Let me pull my little cheat sheet here on the side. So we'll just go ahead and wait for everybody to go ahead and get up to speed. As I don't even have the right camera on right now, sorry about that. So Exotic Forza is rocking a good old Dale Waltrip 1992 paint scheme here, so we are on board with him. Royal Bird 88. The reason that I am bald for the time being anyway, is rocking a Ryan Newman ARCA car here in the Alltel white and blue. We're gonna go over to Toaster Lord. Graham Hill's 1966 Indy 500 winning car. So we're gonna get a look into that. Very beautiful paint there as we see the leaderboard has shifted quite a bit as we are doing some qualifying action here. We're going to get on board with AMS Razor, currently sitting in second position with a 43.989 in a paint livery that needs no introduction. Good old Jeff Gordon 2009 DuPont Flames. EVR Reward in a 2010 Bill Elliott themed car for this run, as we're going to go ahead and take a look at the rest of the grid after the qualifying results have finished. So it looks like Orion 7880 will be taking pole position for this race with a 43.686. AMS Razor with a 43.741. Aluminum Pancake with a 43.874. EVR Blue Streak with a 43.964. VR Dwarf rounding out the top 5 with a 43.988. Toaster Lord with a 44.034. Exotic Forza with a 44.104. That Drews with a 44.157. Rounding out your top 10, in the 10th spot is EVR Rewar and with a 44.168. We're gonna kind of jump through the grid here. As I have my little cheat sheet here on the on my secondary monitor. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the qualifying results. So we ended off with EVR Rewar here with a 44.168. EVR Walshy with a 44.429. Waterfur with a 44.588. Sam 51 Racing with a 44.592. EVR Chris 17 with a 45.1, and Boiled Bird 88 with a 45.107. Alrighty, we're going to get lined up here for the race. Let's go over some of the points standings coming into. It's actually winding down from the regular season into the chase. We only have a handful of races left on the calendar. So this is race number 8. Next week, they'll make their way to Daytona Road Course, then Mid-Ohio, and then ending it off again at Daytona on June 6th. And then the chase will begin at Indianapolis. They'll go to Watkins Glen, Sunset, Eagle Rock, and of course Miami to go ahead and finish everything out. As far as points go, EVR Rewar is sitting in first for the driver standings with 231 points, taking charge of the Mile High Racing team. Then it is a Phantom Motorsports 2, 3, and 4 with AMS Razor leading the charge. There are 2 wins on the calendar for Phantom Motorsports from him so far. He is sitting in second with 227 points. VER Dwarf, another Phantom Motorsports driver, in third with 210 points. King Cameron 1607 right behind him with 206. Then it's the rest of the Mile High Racing cars in 5th, 6th, and 7th. With EVR Blue Streak taking that 5th spot overall in points with 192. Toaster Lord in 6th place with 159 points. Followed by EVR Walshy in 7th with 158. Really close battle between 6th and 7th between the 2 Mile High Racing drivers. That Druss will be in 8th place, the XR Enterprises car, with 150 points. Rounding out the rest of the top 10 will be DMS Cherry in 9th and Exotic Forza in 10th. DMS Cherry, of course, with 157 points, and Exotic Forza with 120. Team standing, so Phantom Motorsports is still running out in front right now with a pretty commanding lead over the rest of the teams with 505 points, 3 pole positions, and 2 wins on the series so far. And Mile High Racing with 471 points. RTR Racing and Donut House, the 3rd and 4th place teams with 225 and 203 points. And while manufacturing standings, nothing new here. Team Chevrolet way out in front with 653 points. Ford with 557, and Toyota with 442. So as we go ahead and wait for the remainder of the drivers to go ahead and ready up, and we'll take the pace lap here. Let's go ahead and get this stream shared out, as we did kind of started a little late on my end. Do have some unfortunate news to share with the Forza community. So a very well known and very well respected person in the community, known racing with P1R. Kalos has unfortunately lost his battle with mesothelioma this week. Passed away in his sleep on the 5th of May. So I do want to take, I'm going to take the opening lap of the race to do a moment of silence in his memory. Those of us that did race with him, did talk with him, knew he was very passionate about the game. He spent a lot of time and effort into getting the multiplayer balance in a much better place than it was before, and working tirelessly to make sure that all of us have a very excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. A very enjoyable time on the game. So we will take the opening lap to go ahead and give him a moment of silence. And yeah. A little bit of information on the race before I forget. So the tune is the 670 horsepower set shared by MS Razor with a... Who tagged me? Do you guys have the roll? Okay, gotcha. So there will be stages. Green flag will be on lap number 3. It'll be 100 laps. So stage 1 will take us to the start of lap 28. Stage 2 will take us to the start of lap 53. And white flag on 102. Checkered flag start at 103. So without further ado, we're going to get on the grid. Take a look at the rest of the paints and liveries. Yeah, should be a fun race. Hopefully there's a lot of close racing that we all come to love and know here from the IEC Motorsports drivers. So yeah, probably won't see a whole lot of 3-wide racing as we did at Daytona, but Sunset does bring its own set of challenges, of course. Most notably that final corner that you see in the background here. It feels like it almost tightens as it gets near the end of the corner. So without further ado, we're going to skip around the field just a little bit as I can get through all the drivers here and their liveries. So I think we left off with we talked about Rewar and his 2010 Ford Racing Bill Elliott paint scheme here. One more wand. I don't see them on the grid right now. We're going to go to EVR Chris 17 here. He has a throwback to the Skull Bandit number 17 Harry Gant throwback from 1994. As long as it will go ahead and, you know, give us a good look at this this livery. So we go ahead and zoom in. The good old Skull Bandit number 17 from EVR Chris. That Drews is rocking a 2013 Tony Stewart Bass Pro Shops orange. Good old real tree there on the side. EVR Walshy. Where is Walshy? There's Walshy. Here, no, let's just do this. EVR Walshy is running a basically like a 1990s Pennzoil themed NASCAR livery here. Good old Darrell Waltrip 1998 Although Darrell Waltrip did run a Chevrolet, this is on a Ford, so we're not gonna, you know, I'm a Ford guy, so I'm not gonna knock him too much for this. It's still a beautiful, beautiful livery. Let's see, Toaster Lord is running. Where is Toaster Lord? Toaster Lord starting in 8th place. Toaster Lord's not running the livery that I see on here. Okay. All right, we're gonna step through the rest of the grid here and see if there's any changes from last week. Orion 7880 with a STP Dollar Tree number 42 Toyota Camry. Nice little touch there in the back of that DuPont Chevrolet from AMS Razor. AMS Rager. Yeah, good old mid-2000s DuPont Flames Jeff Gordon livery here. Boss Racer Pro with a very, very pink number 84 Monster Energy Toyota Camry. We just looked at a Luna Pancake. Ah, okay. So this... so Toaster Lord made this paint, the Perrier, number 62. Blue Streak still rocking a number 98 Fanatec. Exotic Forza and a little bit of a, I think this is a host of our paint, if I remember correctly, if somebody wants to correct me if I'm wrong on that. Talked about that Drews, talked about Reward, talked about Walshy, talked about Boilbird. A little bit of a Falcons delivery here from Waterford. And I think that's everybody. So we're going to get onto our front row here, get out of game camera. We're going to get ready to rock and roll as we take the green flag here on round number... Ow, sorry. It's a sharp pain in my arm. And we are underway with round number 8 of the IEC Championship. We are going to take a moment of silence for P1R Kalos. Back. Let's see how the crowd has shaken up. So we immediately have a DNF from Waterford right out of the gate. Let's see where all of the changes have occurred. So immediately EVR Walshy and Reward jumping up 5 positions. Luna Pancake and Dwarf dropping 6. As it looks like Orion 7880 with a head full of steam already here, leading the pack as Blue Streak picks up another position on Razor coming through the inside. As these drivers are no stranger to pack racing here, as we all watched the 3x3 action at Daytona to kick off the series. I think this is EVR Chris has already fallen out of the draft, so something must have happened for Waterford to go ahead and DNF this early. We're going to kick down this game capture audio just a little bit and look at this. Razor and Orion. Razor getting the drive on the inside and a little bit of side draft to get around Orion 7880, but Razor will overdrive the corner just a little bit, and Orion will come back down, track him down actually, as they will continue to side draft off each other through the back stretch trioval. As they will continue to fight for position. The rest of the field here, 2x2 for the majority of the field here. The last place you want to be is right up along the wall there, coming out of turn 4. The banking does drop off tremendously, and well, you'll run the risk of being put into the wall and lose quite a bit of speed. So yeah, it looks like the top 5 are starting to break off from the rest of the field here. We're going to take a look at Exotic, Forza, and Walshy. Boss Racer Pro, and it looks like Toaster Lord here split off in this secondary pack. If they can go ahead and line up and charge down the this top 5, as Orion kind of getting hung out to dry there on the inside. That just giving Razor much needed bump draft to go ahead and get around Orion 7880 around the outside, and they will hold momentum to solidify that pass here. And it looks like Orion is going to give Razor a bit of the draft here, as we're gonna keep focused on these top 3 drivers, as it is a very volatile battle for the lead going on already. Getting a bit of clarification in the Discord server. So Waterford's game was lagging, so he decided to back out. So that explains the almost lap 1 DNF from Waterford. And it looks like Orion and Razor have linked up nicely here, and are actually running off a bit from that Druce, who is in 3rd place there in the Tony Stewart themed Bass Pro Shops livery. Take a look at Rewar and Blue Streak. Blue Streak going through the inside. Rewar trying to cut back down to the inside to side draft his teammate, as they look to run down the rest of that top 3. Checking in on the rest of the field, Exotic Forza's kind of running off on his own here. Toaster Lord making a pass for 7th. However, Walshy will get a better run on the inside of the exit here of turn 4, and will ultimately get back out in front. Following the rest of the grid here, Aluminum Pancake and Dwarf trying to get some, it's Boss Racer, no, Boilbird and Dwarf, with a bit of action here in the back of the field. As we just go ahead and check back in on our leaders, Ryan 7880 and AMS Razor continuing to battle for the lead. As they continue to side draft each other, leaving that Druce pretty much out to dry here in 3rd place. You can see the gap is growing tremendously. Hopefully, well, he's just going to continue running his race and his line, and hopefully Blue Streak and Rewar can tag up with him and get some momentum going. But it doesn't look like Blue Streak is going to get any help from his teammate behind him, Rewar, who's taking a bit of a high entry into 3 and 4 to try and cut up underneath of his teammate and either slingshot around him or give him a considerable bump draft. And it looks like Rewar is going to go for the first option to get around his teammate into 4th place. Doing that, of course, you run the risk of cooking the entry to that corner, and then well, it's just all fun and games as you're going to watch the guy you just passed come up underneath you and pass you with considerable speed difference. Oh, as I just hit my microphone, I apologize, everybody. So, well, it looks like that Drews is going to get the help he needs, except he has 2 EVR cars to kind of hold off. Hopefully they can call a truce super early on in the race. I might add, we're not even halfway through stage 1. As Razor takes the lead and will check in a lap lead here. Here comes Blue Streak with a slingshot around that Drews. He will fall into 4th place. There's a bit more action behind the top 5 that we've been anxiously watching here. So it looks like VR Dwarf has fallen to, as I say that, he gets up into 11th place. This track is so large, it looks like they're driving slower than they actually are. If we go and pull up the player card, we see these guys are these guys are hitting 210 miles an hour. It doesn't look like it because of how wide the track is. Orion trying to peek to the inside, but decides to stay tucked in behind AMS Razor here. Only a handful of laps to go in stage 1. Rewar, the largest, the biggest mover, well, bit of a battle for third. Rewar, the biggest mover of the race so far, if he can hold on to 3rd place. Looks like he will potentially lose 2 positions on the outside here. Look at these gentlemen going 3 wide down the start-finish line. Rewar getting the better of the 2 after losing 2 positions in this corner last lap. There's about 10 laps to go in stage 1, and they are still 3 wide. Still a pretty sizable gap between them and the leaders here. I don't necessarily think the 3 wide is going to gain them much time, if any. Let's go ahead and see. Let's go and check these intervals. So they're about 4.5 seconds back from the lead pack of Razor and Orion, as they continue to run 2 wide through turn 1. Might have picked up 0.3, but we'll keep an eye on this. So 4.2 as they come through this camera, 4.295. Continuing this coverage on the battle for third place, that Druss and Rewar and Blue Streak all fighting for position here. And look at this, the third pack led by Exotic Forza here. EVR Walshing Boss Racer really picking up speed on these the third, fourth, and fifth place cars of Blue Streak, that Druss, and Rewar. So they will definitely have a lot more car behind them to go ahead and run faster to catch up to the leaders, who it looks like they've already pulled another second on them. Of course, we're going to see what that gap actually is. Yeah, that's another 1.2 second. Excuse me. Another 1.2 seconds that Razor and Orion have pulled on the lead, or on the this battle for third going on. This battle for position definitely costing them. Give me 1 second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize about that. I didn't want to sneeze in everybody's ear. Alrighty, so getting back to the action here. So looks like they've picked up another second. Razor and Orion, anyway, have picked up another second, and maybe between 1 second and 1.3 on this this pack of cars for third place. As you can see here on the mini map, just how far away those drivers are away from everybody else. And of course, we're gonna go ahead and check the fuel and tires of everybody. So it looks like they will be able to carry these cars to the end of stage 1 with 3 laps to go here. Orion under fueling the car just a little bit, and I think that's going to give him a weight advantage through the corners if he can get back out in front of AMS Razor. I completely skipped over that Druss, and I apologize about that. I think everyone is in a similar position here. We're just going to go ahead and double check. Looks like Blue Streak's chewing through tires just a little more than everybody else on the grid. Same with Rewar, I imagine. We're going to go back through the rest of the top 10, of course, as we have 2 laps to go in stage 1. Man, they have a lot of cars here, and it looks like this secondary pack of Exotic Forza has caught Rewar, Blue Streak, and that Druss. So now it is a cluster of cars. They go 3 wide. Let's go ahead and hold off on checking out fuel and tires. They go 3 wide through the back tri-oval into back into 2 wide action through turns 3 and 4. And this is where hopefully they can start picking up a lot more speed, as they are now 8 seconds back from our leaders, Razor and Orion, as we have white flag in stage 1. Let's see if Orion's going to try a little cheeky move here coming into the into turns 3 and 4 to maybe steal some points from Razor, as it might be a drag race to the stage 1, and it looks like he's going to. They're going to go side by side, and Razor will take the stage 1 victory. Man, if Orion would have just started that a bit earlier, he would have had the side draft for a little longer, and would have taken the stage 1 victory and pole position into stage 2. Man, oh man. It looks like Rewar will take 3rd place in the stage, followed by Exotic Forza, Walshy, Blue Streak, That Drews, all the way down into 7th place. Toaster Lord, Boss Racer Pro, VR Dwarf, Sam 51 Racing, Aluminum Pancake, Boyle Bird, and EVR Chris for your stage 1 lineup. We are gonna go ahead and let's see if I'm good to pull AMS Razor for a bit of a stage interview. Looks like he's rolling now, so I'll at least wait until he gets into pit lane. But let's take a quick peek at the driver standings. So Rewar in 3rd will get 6 points for the stage. Razor will get 8. So that'll bring them to 230 here. I'm terrible at doing math. That's not the calculator app. That's the phone. That'll put Razor on top 4 points. At least for provisional results as it stands right now. So let's go ahead and pull AMS Razor into. Let's pull AMS Razor into the channel here, so we can go ahead and get a little bit of a stage 1 interview going with him. It's going to include desktop audio. Alrighty, Razor. Congratulations on that stage 1 victory. How's the race going for you so far?
Race is going great. The car feels great. Already starting to establish those points, which is good. Help us in our regular season title fight here. Get good chase seating.
Definitely, and I think if my math serves correctly, you are actually in front of Rewar and have taken P1 for the driver standings. As it stands right now.
Those points haven't been updated from last week. Those are the Indy points.
Okay.
So we're still waiting on We're still waiting on the points to be updated from last week, which I'm sure they'll be updated with this week's.
Okay.
I believe I did my math, and after last week, I think Dwarf has the points lead by like a point or 2.
Gotcha. Alrighty, well, we're gonna get you back into the drivers chat so you can continue herding cats, and yeah, good luck. Good luck on the rest of the race.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so that was AMS Razor. Let's go ahead and swap this over. There we go. So that's AMS Razor stage 1, or taking the stage 1 victory. As we're gonna go ahead and get doubled up here for for stage 2. And away we go. Looks like Orion has actually gotten out of pit lane before Razor has. Razor not getting the best jump there on the outside. But he is going to give it hell as he's dropping all the way back into 4th position as the field is bunched back up. Why is this guy in here? .ru? Don't give me a Russian server. Get out of here. Alrighty, as we are back up to race speed, Razor back up into 2nd place here on the outside. They're 3 wide for 2nd. Forza, or Exotic Forza Reward and Orion 7880. All of the drivers running a bit close to the wall here, and Exotic Forza is going to cut all the way into the lead. Razor's not going to let him have it that easily, and I think they're about to go 4 wide for 3rd place. They're 3 wide for 3rd right now. 3 wide for the lead coming into turn 1, or turn 3 rather, not turn 1. I'm a bit upside down and backwards. We're gonna run this stage out to lap number 53. Razor running out in front with Exotic Forza right behind. Boss Racer Pro coming out of nowhere for stage 2 in 3rd place, followed by Orion 7880, Rewar, Blue Streak, Wall Sheet, Toaster Lord, and VR Dwarf punching a little further into the top 10. Bit of a battle for the lead here, as it looks like Razor's gonna have a lot of help from Orion 7880 there on the inside. Razor's gonna need a bit more help than what he has right now if he wants to defend into turn 1. It looks like he will maintain on the inside of Exotic Forza, almost running him up into the wall here. As they're back to the 3x3 racing that we all know and love coming from Daytona. As you see, 3 wide for 1st and 3 wide for 3rd behind them. Uh-oh. So Reward had a last-second line change about halfway through turns 3 and 4. A little bit of pushing and shoving between, oh my goodness, they're 4 wide for the lead coming into turn 1. Ryan 7880 wisely pulls out of that. Bit of pushing and shoving between Boss Racer and Orion there on the bottom coming across the start-finish line. They are still 4 wide. As this is a pack racing we were waiting to see. I think everyone was getting more laps on the car, waiting for the waiting on the track to go ahead and rubber back in. Why does this sound okay? Waiting on some rubber to get down on track before they start running like they are now. So Boss Racer's out in front. He will check the box of a lap wed here at Sunset with the Jack Daniels 200. It's almost everybody in the top 10 here is in this lead pack. This is the exciting racing we all love to watch. Why do I have an alert? I'm pretty sure the microphone is fine. Yeah, it is. Alrighty. What if I can boost the output just a little bit on this? There we go. Hopefully that cuts across. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. So Exotic Forza's back in the lead here. Looks like Razor's fallen down to 6th position. Probably, whoa! Exotic Forza taking flight there. I hope I'm not the only one that saw that. So Walshy's going to come around the outside. Bit of a desync there, if you will. And man, oh man, it's getting tight up front finally. So I'm going to take a quick voice break. Actually, I'm not going to take a break from anything. They're not quite 4 wide for the lead, but they're still running 3x3, and we're going to continue watching this pack as we take a quick break here. As we're going to get back with you in a moment for some Stage 2 action here at the IEC NASCAR Cup Series, in the Jack Daniels 200. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Still a massive fight for the lead, and it looks like VER Dwarf has decided to join the battle here for the top 5. Started 9th in the stage here in the number 62 Perrier green. I believe that is a Chevrolet. Yes, it is. Wait. Yeah, that's a Chevy. Alrighty. Dwarf moving on up the field here. Started 10th into 6th place. Reward dropping back a little bit. Maybe some of these drivers got into a bit of a... had a bit of an incident. I'm not sure, but that Druss and Reward have dropped off pace just a little bit. As Exotic Forza and Razor continue the fight for the lead along with Boss Racer Pro. And Orion 7880 sitting right behind them watching the battle for the lead flush out. And it looks like they're going to go 3 wide for the lead again. Everyone 5th on back as is sitting single file right now as we have 10 laps to go, or 11 laps to go here in the stage. Dwarf taking a bit of a high line, trying to work with Walshy here. So you're 3 wide for 5th. Dwarf trying to get a little bit of a A little bit of a run here for 5th place, and it looks like he will get by Walshy only just. As it looks like Dwarf will have a bit of a better time getting the draft of the cars in front of him than Walshy will, and will solidify a 5th place running position right now, sitting about half a tenth back from the rest of the field. It's going to have quite a bit of a push from Walshy coming out of turn 4 here, so hopefully he can get back up with the rest of the grid here. He's definitely in the drafting, definitely within drafting distance of the cars in front. Although it looks like he is going to be dropping out of the draft here momentarily. However, this line choice into turn 1 will help him tremendously to go ahead and catch these top 4 runners, Razor, Ryan, Exotic, and Boss Racer Pro here, as they will go 3 wide, almost 3 wide for the lead here. Walshy going ahead and getting a pass on Dwarf for 5th place, or current largest mover of the race is, unfortunately, Aluminum Pancake losing 9 positions, but the biggest mover forward is EVR Walshy with 6 places picked up here. Well, now it's Exotic Forza with 7. As long as Exotic Forza can hold on to the lead, he will at least hold on to the biggest mover award here, at least going forward. Looks like Orion has a run on the outside of Exotic. All of this battling for the lead, of course, has brought Dwarf and Walshy back into the fight here, as we have a handful of laps to go in stage 2 here of the Jack Daniels 200. Dwarf trying to work that outside line along with Walshy to try and hook up with AMS Razor, or AMS Razor there in the that Jeff Gordon livery. Trying to get something working. Walshy along for the ride here. Boss Racer will just pass Orion for the lead, as now the top 6 are back together here. Sounds like somebody's bouncing off the limiter just a little bit. Not exactly sure what that sound was. Hopefully it was just an audio artifact. Actually, let me go ahead and just turn this back down. I think I'm clipping just a little bit. There we go, that should be fine. And it looks like Razor will get back into the lead here. Yeah. Somebody's definitely jumping off the limiter. I want to know who that is, because that is a terrifying sound to hear. Maybe he's just pulling in the clutch. I'm not sure, but if he's pulling in the clutch, he needs to get off the gas as well, because he's not saving any gas bouncing off the limiter like that. We're gonna check for engine damage through the top 6 here, as Razor will back out of line into the high line to let Exotic Forza and Boss Racer Pro through. See if we can track down who's rev bombing the car through turns 3 and 4. Nobody's doing it right now. There's no engine damage from anybody. 3 laps to go here in stage number 2. Your current top 5 is, well, all over the place, as Boyle Bird will take an early pit stop to try and slingshot his way up to the front of the grid here. At least in between stages at the start of stage 3. I anticipate to see Boyle Bird here at the front of the grid. As long as he's not a lap down anyway. It looks like he will go a lap down with a bit of a strategy change here. As we see, now he's a lap down. Poor Boyle Bird. Looks like he will, you know, knock on wood, with Waterford being the only DNF so far from a bit of a laggy game. Looks like Boyle Bird will finish another race here with IEC instead of DNFing. So we have 1 lap to go here. This time by 1 lap to go in stage 2. Current race leader is Exotic Forza, followed by AMS Razor. Razor trying to get back-to-back stage victories here. Trying to work that outside. Hopefully the inside doesn't get plugged up by Orion 7880. However, Razor's got an insane run through the outside and will retake the race lead here. Now he has to fight off all of these cars to solidify himself with another victory, or with another stage victory, I should say. And it will come down to the line. He's blocking everybody, and he will get it. So that is 2 stages down, and twice AMS Razor will take maximum points here. As man, what a run by Razor here. Man, oh man. Razor definitely shown out for Phantom Motorsports and Team Chevrolet. Kills me to say that as a Ford guy, but where is the nearest Ford? That's a Chevy. There it is. It looks like Walshy in 4th for Team Ford. I don't think we're necessarily going to pull him in for a, you know what? Let's pull Orion. Let's pull Orion into a little bit of a interview here to see if he can't get anything done. So let's go ahead and yoink him from the chat. And see what he has to say about trying to chase down good old Razor here. Hopefully I don't pull him in the middle of saying anything crazy, but here goes nothing. All right, get over here, Orion. All right, Orion, how's it going?
Howdy. Good race. Been a good
Yeah,
race.
good race so far. Another 2nd place finish right behind Razor.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah. What are your plans going into stage 3?
Just hope I don't get in a wreck. We'll stay up front.
Yeah, that's step 1. Don't crash. Alrighty, well, I wish you the best of luck with continuing to run down Razor. Hopefully you can steal a P1 from him here.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Alrighty, good luck.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that was Orion, man of few words. So we're gonna go and swap back to game capture here instead of desktop capture. I need to add Discord audio here, as it looks like Orion will come out in 3rd place with Boyle Bird, of course, pitting pitting a couple laps prior to the rest of the field here. It'll be interesting to see the tire choices, as they do have 50 laps to actually 49 laps to the white flag. Yeah, 100 laps. No, 50 laps in stage 3. So it'll be interesting to see what tire and or actually what tire choice these drivers make here. Give me 1 second. Oh, that was a rough one. Let's see, I'm not even sure what tire wear multiplier they are running here. So I would imagine these guys are all going to be on soft tires if it's 1 to 1.5x. I'm sure I can look at the calendar and it will tell me. Nope. The rules, maybe? I have to refresh my memory on that one. Alrighty, we're doubled up here. We're going to get back into the action. Stage 3 will be underway shortly here. Razor and Orion back on the front row again, as away we go. Orion with a beautiful jump off the line again, really timing it perfectly. Exotic Forza will take up another position and slot down into the inside, leaving Boss Racer Pro to lead the charge on the outside. However, Exotic Forza is going to jump back up to the outside to get this excuse me, to get this freight train back rocking and rolling here, as there are cars all over the place here. Multiple different line choices coming through. It looks like Boss Racer Pro is going into the pits with some transmission damage by the looks of it. An interesting choice for Boss Racer Pro here. That'll put him at a considerable disadvantage, pending on a caution coming out. I don't think there's much saving him this race. However, you know, fingers crossed that Boss Racer Pro can get back into the swing of things. However, it does look like he is going to go a lap down here, as everyone is back up to race speed. They are pushing 210 miles an hour around this racetrack. And with Boss Racer Pro having no help from the draft anywhere near him, I think that's going to pretty much going to be his race, pending on anything insane happening here with the rest of the field. Turning our attention back to the leaders, I should say. Exotic Forza making an early run for P1, as we're just about at the halfway point here. No cautions. Knock on wood. No caution so far, I should say. So we're going to continue. Actually, we're just going to sit back and watch the action here. The top 6 again breaking off from the rest of the grid. As they continue to run all the way out, trying to distance himself from the rest of the field. It looked like Dwarf's getting a little squirrely on the exit of turn 4 onto the start-finish straight here. seem to have gotten a hold of the car without much issue. Oh, and I do want to thank Orion NASCAR for the follow about an hour ago. I did miss that. Yep, Orion NASCAR, thanks for the follow. We are at 102 followers on the channel now. Thanks everybody for the support you've been showing me. We're gonna keep things rock and rolling here. So it looks like Orion 7880 is challenging Exotic Forza for the lead here. Exotic Forza will take it back momentarily and will almost cut the front bumper off of Orion. Oh, my allergies are really destroying me right now. Ooh. As I yawn in everybody's ear, EVR Chris going into the pits as well. Boss Racer Pro still on the lead lap, running for his life away from the front runners here. As AMS Razor with a considerable charge to the front, along with Orion 7880 right behind them. Will seem to hold on to that lead here. Exotic Forza trying to get up to the inside, at least with Orion, and will push him wide. Orion will lose a few positions from that, as he will swipe down with that Druce here to get him back up to the front into title contention. His primary goal right now is to make sure Razor doesn't clean sweep the race here. He's going to do everything he is able to make sure it doesn't happen. And speaking of the devil, here comes Orion 7880 through the inside. Try and block off any counterattack from Exotic Forza or Razor, as he will be back into the lead. We'll try and set up a pick here with, I think this is Boss Racer Pro. Yes, it is. And it looks like Exotic Forza will get right back around him. Here comes Razor on the outside, as Boss Racer Pro will go a lap down. They are almost sitting in each other's laps there, door to door through the exit of turn 4. Accidental bars brought to you by Dr. Ice. As Orion will claw his way back into the lead here. Definitely has a lot of work to do for the remainder of the race. We are at 38 laps to go in the race right now. There is definitely going to be some green flag pit stops. And just have to wait and see what happens. We're going to take a peek at this secondary pack here, led by Walshy, Rewar, and Dwarf. Trying to get back into contention with the rest of the top 5. They're all single file, trying to maximize speed down the straightaways. Sitting about 1.2, 1.3 seconds back from the rest of the field. I don't think that 48 seconds is accurate from Aluminum Pancake here. However, they're giving it all they have to go ahead and get back up into potential title contention. As long as they can stay single file and not fight each other, I think they have a pretty good shot at making that happen. As we're going to take another quick voice break here on lap 65 plus 2 of 103 here of the Jack Daniels 200 here, the IEC NASCAR Cup Series. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on lap 72 here of the IEC NASCAR Cup Series. Still a very volatile top five with a mix of Boss Racer Pro fighting for his life to maintain on this lead lap. So we see a bit of a shuffle here behind the top five, with VR Dwarf leading the EVR charge here, picking up quite a bit of time and hopefully getting back into the draft of the top 5 to put all 3 of these cars back into contention. As you see, he is really moving. I think a little bit of that has to do with Boss Racer Pro being in the mix there, as he definitely has the right to do. He can fight to stay on the lead lap. He doesn't have to like basically park the car and kind of deal with being, you know, hung out to dry. But this is good news for Dwarf, Rewar, and Walshy here, as they have picked up quite a bit of time on the rest of the field. As you see in front, Boss Racer Pro finally getting to the back of the grid here. However, he will be on a little bit fresher tires than the rest of the field, as we're going to go ahead and check, as it should be about that time. It's almost that time anyway to go ahead and start thinking about fuel and tires, as this is a 50 lap stage to the end. Might see Boss Racer Pro's strategy come to really help him, or either bite him in the ass. But there's really only one way to tell, and that is time will tell if that was a worthy strategy to take. Maybe with the transmission damage, he decided it was better to go ahead and repair the damage, potentially betting on there being a caution in the late race, as we have yet to have a caution. Here comes Boss Racer Pro to the inside. A little bit of contact. See the livery's all scuffed up here. Looks like Walshy and Dwarf are swapping positions here by the looks of it, as Walshy wants to lead the charge for a little while. Maybe a bit of a fuel saving action between those 3 drivers, but it looks like Dwarf will get right back out in front with about a 1/10 of a second gap. You see just a quick glimpse of those 2. Coming down to about 25-ish laps to go here. I'm about to sneeze again. Give me 1 second. Man, and just as I finish sneezing, Exotic Forza, Blue Streak, Orion, Razor, you know what? I'm just going to list the cars that didn't pit. So Dwarf, Walshy, Rewar, Aluminum Pancake, Boss Racer Pro back on the lead lap, and EVR Chris all decided that they're not going to pit with the leaders here. As this is great news for Dwarf, Walshy, and Rewar, as they've been buying their time slowly, as we're going to have around 22 to 23 laps to go next time by, as we see a bit of a change up thrown by Dwarf and company here to go ahead and stay out. However, they're going to have to pit a little later on, and there's the majority of the field coming back out. Let's see where they came out in front. That's let's see, Blue Streak. Oh, it's all these guys here. So Aluminum Pancake taking a bit of a, oh no, Exotic Forza and Orion back into the pits. What happened here? Maybe they put on the wrong tires. That's unfortunate for them as well. They're now a lap down, ladies and gentlemen, along with the rest of the field here. And that's only because of, hey, give me the driver list thing back. There we go. And that's only because Walshy, Dwarf, and Rewar all decided to not pit. Hopefully they didn't put it on the wrong tires. I think that's what happened. Here comes Walshy and Dwarf and Rewar. So our top three will, hey, give me my driver list back. There it is. So the top three will go in. I think Aluminum Pancake will stay out. Aluminum Pancake will be our race leader here momentarily. Really playing the long game on that on those tires. Look at this, 36% wear. Man, oh man. And Aluminum Pancake's going to be all alone. Naked and Afraid out here in the lead with an 18-second gap on MS Razor. Or I should say Naked and Unafraid, as they will stay out for another lap and continue to lead the race here. As I mentioned before, this is why tire choice matters. You can get by with running a harder compound at the back of a grid, at least on a restart, because you can. Sorry, I was in the middle of talking. I muted the microphone. Still getting used to the Shure microphone that was sent to me. Yeah, you can get by running a harder tire if you're at the back of the grid. As we see here, it's going to pay off in the long run, as Aluminum Pancake is still making use of those of these tires. I think they were on either a hard compound or a medium, as they only have a couple of laps of fuel left. Definitely fuel limited here, as we're going to get back into MS Razor and Blue Streak running off on their own here, followed by the remainder of the grid. I don't want to make a bet, of course, because the last time I made a bet on stream, I shaved my head, so I'm not going to do that. But it would be pretty cool if they get through this race without a caution. Green flag running all the way through. That's well, that's super speedways here at IEC. As Aluminum Pancake is still in the lead. They're going to run this car dry. It looks like they might have another 3 laps of fuel, 2 or 3 laps, to definitely go ahead and definitely kick that clutch pedal and coast the car back into pit lane. But they might be pitting here momentarily. At least I think so. Oh, man. Seizing up a storm here. I do apologize. And Aluminum Pancake will jump into the pits with 2% fuel remaining, which will then hand the lead of the race back over to AMS Razor. It's really a duel between Blue Streak and Razor at this point. Hopefully... Uh-oh. No, Boss Racer Pro's DNF'd. No, Boss Racer. Oh, that is devastating. 87 laps down. But yeah, as I was saying before, Boss Racer DNF'd. It's really a duel between these two, Razor and Blue Streak, for the race victory. I don't think they're 45 seconds behind the rest of the field here. However, Dwarf has a bunch of cars with him. Rewar, That Druce, and Walshy. And they are going to be running down Blue Streak and Razor as we're going to come down to the wire here. In an action-packed, very volatile, caution-free race. So far caution-free. Here in round number... I swear if I sneeze again. In race number 8 of the IEC NASCAR Cup Series, as we're gonna follow along with Dwarf for the time being. Here's Boilbird out of nowhere in 7th with Sam 51 Racing here. As I mentioned before, we're going to follow along with Dwarf here as he continues to run down this 3.5 second gap on Blue Streak and Razor. We'll take a quick break and save our energy for the remaining 13 laps here. We'll come back with 10 to go and continue coverage and finish out this race. So we'll talk to you in just a few minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 10 laps to go here in round number 8 of the IEC Cup Series here at Sunset. Razor continues to lead it, followed by Blue Streak. Dwarf trying to work with Rewar, Druce, and Walshy to run down the rest, or to run down the leaders here. They're doing everything in their power to bring this gap down. It's gonna come down to the wire. If they can get this gap closed, maybe Dwarf can have a run to the line on hopefully Blue Streak at the absolute least. But we see EVR Chris is jumping back down into pit lane on very, very, very worn tires here. And he will take 50% fuel and new tires and get the car back out on the racetrack. It looks like even though Dwarf has more cars in the draft train, that interval is not going anywhere, as we're gonna focus solely on this battle for the lead between Blue Streak and Razor. As you see, Blue Streak is beginning to size up Razor for the last lap pass for the lead. I do apologize for my mic cutting in and out abruptly. I'm trying not to sniffle and sneeze and cough into everyone's ears. But it looks like Blue Streak is gonna maintain this gap with Razor to try and hold off this this run by Dwarf. And see what they are able to do here. Still sitting 3.5 seconds back from the leader. Maybe I've misunderstood the drafting model in Forza this entire time since the inception of the NASCAR cars. But give me one second again. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. So I mentioned that, and it looks like Razor might have made a slight mistake here, and Blue Streak will jump in front of Razor, a shocking lead change here, and that will, of course, break the momentum that these two drivers had, because now they have to fight each other. So now all attention is going to turn to VR Dwarf, and this interval that you see is quickly falling now. Was sitting at 3.5 seconds, all the way down to 2.8 now, as Razor will slot back in front of Blue Streak after a bit of a juggle for the lead here. 5 laps to go in the race, and I think this interval is going to hold true again, as long as Blue Streak can. Yeah, that gap is going to hold true at about 2.9 seconds. Blue Streak with a beautiful move through turn 1 to potentially unsettle Razor here. As we're going to see as a white flag will fly at the start of lap 102. And the battle for third is on. I think these three drivers have pretty much given up trying to run down Razor and Blue Streak, and instead decided to start fighting for third place. We're gonna check on our race leaders again and look back into third place, as it looks like Walshy is currently holding off Dwarf, and Boiled Bird will go back into the pits. We'll see if he has any damage, because he was driving a bit slow. 20% engine damage. My goodness, Boiled Bird, what did you do to that car? Boiled Bird has boiled his engine's bird with 2 laps to go in the race. Unfortunate turn of events for Boylberg, but he will, he's on track to finish again. So you see that gap has grown back to 3.1, 3.2 seconds. As we will take the white flag next time by. Razor, your current race leader. Blue Streak doing everything he can, and it looks like he's trying to size up a move here. We will be taking the white flag here as they come back around the circuit. Blue Streak sizing up a move to hopefully steal the race from Razor here. As we'll see if he can get this run sized back up, as it looks like they're going to potentially catch the rest of the field here. Maybe not, but Razor with a very dominant performance. Here comes Blue Streak to the inside, again sizing him up again. They're side by side as they take the white flag. Blue Streak ducks back in behind him. Razor knows the playbook. He's no stranger to last corner passes. So we're going to see how well Blue Streak can get this done. He's shown his hand the last two laps, and it all comes down to this as they come through the back tri-oval for the final time in the race. Can Razor hold him off? It all comes down to this. Can Blue Streak get it done? Blue Streak to the inside. Razor trying to pinch him off. Can't quite get it done. It'll be a drag race to the line. Who's gonna get it? And it's going to be, oh, it's gonna be too close to call. I'm gonna have to clip this in the stream, and we're gonna have to watch this. I think Blue Streak got him. Let's take a look here. This will definitely be under review, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm watching the clip. Oh, baby. Dwarf with third place. Sorry, we completely forgot about them. And let's see if I can pause this at the right time and kind of blow this up a little bit. Oh my goodness, it looks like Blue Streak by a few inches. Literally, quite literally inches here. Oh my goodness, and I know they are going to, I'm gonna save this clip here and assist the IEC staff with determining who exactly won this. Another photo finish, and they have no idea who won it. Excuse me. Alrighty, let's drop this into the chat. Just gonna see who let's see what the general consensus of the IEC staff is. I think that was Blue Streak that had it. It's quite honestly. Oh, that's a helicopter in game. That scared me. A little bit of a helicopter jump scare there. I thought SEAL Team 10 was landing on my apartment to take my cheeks, but I think we're safe here. But yeah, let's. I think it, looking back at it, still waiting on official confirmation to see who won it. But I think it was Blue Streak by an absolute nose. At least what I'm able to confirm on my side, it looks like Blue Streak by a bumper. But I don't have any say in this. So we're going to hide this just for one moment while we take a quick break to see who won this. My left ear definitely enjoying the crowd cheering nonstop. Make sure I'm not going deaf. Okay, I'm not. Because I wonder if I can get this back up on stream. I haven't set up a... Oh my goodness. I haven't set up a an overlay for like a browser source or anything because I'm kind of lame, but I'm pretty sure I can just take a screenshot and show you guys what I'm looking at here. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna take snipping tool, a little bit of bam, boom, bop, bada bop, boom, bow. I'm going to save this. Yeah, why not? We'll save it there, and I'll just drag and drop it onto the stream and show you guys what I'm looking at. Still waiting on official confirmation. Nobody's done any celebratory burnouts. But let's go ahead and drop this on. If I can find it in my million folders on my... Where did I put it? Here it is. Alrighty, let's drop this on here. Oh, who's rolling? Nobody? Oh god, this is going to be gigantic. So this was the finishing... Can I blow this up? That was the finishing margin, ladies and gentlemen. Literally a bumper, and it looked like Blue Streak got him right at the line. So I don't know, we're still waiting. Nobody's done their celebratory burnouts yet, but let's go ahead and pull these gentlemen into... If I can find Blue Streak, there he is. Let's see which of these drivers want an interview. Oh, and there he goes. Blue Streak confirmed the race victor here. Dwarf is going to turn down an interview, no worries. And there is Blue Streak, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, by a bumper. What a race. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, burn him down, buddy. Yes. Yes. All right, let's go ahead and include our desktop audio as Blue Streak has moved his car a lot closer to the race camera and really burning it down. Excuse me, as I'm sneezing all over the place. All right, so desktop audio is included. Hopefully I don't die. But we're joined by, let's talk with Razor. Let's get this screaming.
Oh, wait, I'm trying to get the third place driver in here.
Oh, Dwarf mentioned he wasn't feeling it.
Okay. All right, so I guess we'll go with me.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying not to die on stream. Alrighty, Razor. Congratulations on on second. Um, 2 stage victories. Walk us through those last 3 laps.
I just didn't block the run. That's all.
All right, man of man of few words. Yeah, I was mentioning it here in the booth. I was like, well, Blue Streak has shown his hand. You know, the last two laps. I'm curious if Razor's going to try and block the run, or if Blue Streak is just doing this to try and deke him to go to the inside. But holy Jesus, sorry. But yeah, it was a lovely run. And again, congratulations on second place.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's a good points day
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure. So we'll
Yeah,
take what we
definitely.
can get.
Definitely got a lot of points for stage 1 victory, stage 2 victory. I didn't even see who got the fastest lap. But man, yeah, you were cooking this week. But again, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, let's get with Blue Streak. Man, Hendrick Motorsports fans hate to see the good old number 24 pass the absolute last second. Walk us through your last couple of laps on the race.
We got to the end there, and I was very. I'm horrible with this, by the way, but
No worries.
we got to just the two of us up in front with about 3 seconds of a gap on third and the rest of the field. So I was trying to find a way around and just test moves as we got to the closing laps there. But on the white flag, I did think that I sold it by cooking the first corner, but the run on the backstretch was able to carry me through 3 and 4 and barely get it at the line.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
didn't think that would happen.
Yeah, it's a beautiful run. And we've and of course all of us here that run the NASCAR or any type of oval racing know that move's coming. So were you anticipating him jumping excuse me. Were you anticipating him jumping to the inside to block the run, or were you expecting him to stay high out of turn 4?
I was expecting to get dragged to the paint, if I'm 100% honest, but I think I was already at the quarter before anything could have been done about it, so I don't really know that, but it's not something I can say for sure, but
Gotcha. Alrighty, well, congratulations on your win. I'm gonna try and wrap this up quickly as I am about to sneeze again. So, yeah, congratulations, you two. Beautiful race, beautiful run. Can't wait to see you guys next week as we come to Daytona Road Course.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was good talking to you guys.
Of course.
Y'all both have a good night.
You too.
Alrighty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream up pretty quickly. I am still sneezing, as you can see. But, yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful last lap run by Blue Streak to steal the win from Razor and putting a stop to his dominant performance here at Sunset. I will see you guys live here next week. As IEC makes their way to the Daytona Road Course. Hopefully I am less sneezy and less coffee. and just feel better in general. But yeah, I've been your host, Dr. Ice, and see you next week.